happy to talk to everybody.
Okay.
We don't have to rush or anything. Do you guys mind if I just shift this way a little bit because of the sun?
Yep. Do you mind if
Okay.
Counselor Hess just in the probate stuff?
Yep, come here. I'm going to introduce you. Yep. Everybody, this is Julie Hess. She's our family attorney, and Julie's going to talk about what happened today and where we expect to go with Kelsey and the custody visitation issues.
So today was a good day to finally give Kelsey a voice. We filed an answer. We filed a counterclaim. Today was really the day that she could really feel that she was heard and to start her voice in the probate and family court. We've already worked out some terms of an agreement that you probably heard the judge talk about, which was the stipulation. Both sides are willing to enter that wherever we may be. The judge currently is deciding venue. It's a big step in the case and it's a big deal, which is why I sought an extension of time to file a brief on that, and that's where we are right now.
Can you tell us, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, seemed you were kind of sandbagged on the venue issue. What was up with that?
I wouldn't say that necessarily. What happened was because before she could retain counsel to enter into the probate and family court, the clerk only could communicate with opposing counsel when they had filed a motion to expedite today's hearing. And that's when they alerted that attorney that the father had filed a certain document that indicated he lived in a certain place that wouldn't line up with the venue of this particular court. So the court had alerted him that that's what may be happening, and he did tell me this morning, and that's why we agreed on having an extension of time to address it. So that's something that we both have to look into.
Why does the venue matter? The attorney, Justin's attorney, said he didn't ask for a change of venue or anything, but I guess just physically, just in stone. Well, why does it matter?
Well, it matters because it's a matter of law. And so if there are orders that enter and it's a wrong venue, they could be easily vacated. So that's something that we want to make sure is settled, and when there is something that we need to have done, it's not going to turn on, oh, this person didn't have the authority to do that. So it's a big deal for both sides.
Can you tell us a little bit about the venue? It's for the probate matter. Can you just give us a summation of what's trying to happen with the probate matter, with the child and the house sale?
No, I don't want to comment on that right now.
But
Long road. That's
okay.
a long road with a lot of twists and turns. And
But that's
as you
the
guys
venue
know,
you're talking about for this.
For the probate and family court case, yes, absolutely. That's the venue issue that's before this court right now.
It seems to me there was a lot of pre-planning by Justin Alayan, I will call it. I'm sure I'm wrong. Got all of his ducks in order, where he has his voting, his car, everything but his job. So I don't know. Do you think that's disingenuous to some degree, or just overly planned? What's your take on how this was seemingly orchestrated?
I don't want to speculate, and I also don't want to necessarily suggest it was orchestrated. I don't want to make too much commentary because, as you heard me say probably to the judge today, there's going to be a lot of information I need to gather, and I do know that Justin's counsel is willing to provide me with the information that we need. So right now I don't want to comment too much on that, but I will say it's not unusual for someone who is altering certain parts of their life to need to move on in certain areas, but that really does not affect venue per se after a case has been filed, okay? Otherwise, I'm sure you can imagine most people going through a probate and family court matter might file something in one particular court and they make changes in the rest of their life. It doesn't affect venue. So I don't want to speculate too much on what Justin's motive may have been for doing any of that right now.
And so the next step after that, once you settle on the venue, because the sale of the house is sort of right around the corner, it sounds like.
That's when the stipulation will be entered by the judge, the certain terms that we have agreed upon with opposing counsel and the father. Those are small steps towards trying to reunite mother and child, but that will be the next step. And then there's a lot of ins and outs that happen after these initial hearings, so we'll be working on that for Kelsey.
What about the family? The grandparents don't get to see the baby. Is that going to come up soon?
That is not something that I can comment on. I do not represent the grandparents.
we don't want to get into that right now. That's another thing that's on the table, and that's something that's in the works. We have some excellent counsel on that as well, and we fully expect that's going to land in a place that's appropriate and happy, and Kelsey will be happy with where it lands.
And the focus of the criminal case is really just figuring out where she was pointing that gun. It seems like that would be the tell of where this case could go if it would be thrown out.
That is the crux of that case, and that's going to be dealt with hopefully in short order.
How do you approach that? That's what I was trying to...
Not going there.
Talk about the stipulation if you can. Can you share any details about this?
Wait, I got stereo.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is the first time that Kelsey and Justin have seen each other since the restraining order with shooting, all this went down.
Right. That's true, Charlie. You know, it's a tough atmosphere, but you know, she's going to be fine. She's going to be great.
What did she say after, how she was feeling after today's hearing?
She's up. She's encouraged that things are moving along. She's very happy to hear that we're going to be getting some. We're going to be heard in the Supreme Judicial Court very soon. We're very optimistic about that, and she's above all, she's just thrilled to have Julie on the case, pushing her rights here in probate court.
Well, she was happy to show up for her son today. You know, I think she feels like she shows up for herself and her son when she does this. I think that's why she felt hope today.
Yeah.
Can you speak about like her supporters showing up and like how important it is to her to look out into the gallery and see everybody in purple? Or
Sure. She actually asked about that. You know, she said, who is here today? And we explained to her all of her supporters were here today and that everyone was here to help her. And she was very elated to hear that. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, she really appreciated that, and I'm glad you said that, Amanda, because she did ask me to tell you guys, you know, that she really appreciates everyone being here, taking time out of their lives to support her. It means the world to her. It means the world to us. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Ms. Hess, let me ask you about the stipulation. Let me squeeze in here.
Yeah,
Get that
go
one
ahead.
in.
Go ahead.
Anything you can share about the stipulation, and was it filed, and if so, under seal or not?
It was filed. I don't want to share too much because the judge declined to issue an order on it due to the venue issue. I will say that the provisions that are in the stipulation are moving toward a reconnection with her and her son. It's positive steps, and I'm happy to say that both sides were on the same page for that, literally and figuratively. So that's all I can say on the stipulation.
On the funds for the sale of the house, ultimately, are they going to go into escrow to be decided later? I realize now with the home sale pending imminently, you got to figure out where that money's going to go. Is some sort of escrow a likely possibility there?
TBD, to be determined. We don't want to get into details. Like Julie said, you know, she's trying to bake this cake, so let's just let it play out. And you know, stipulations are proposals to the court, and we'll see what happens. But we'll have to wait and see.
Is that why the venue kind of matters, because of maybe where the money might land?
No,
that
not
has nothing to
necessarily.
do with it.
I wouldn't say so.
when's her next hearing?
What do we get?
Is it October 29th?
The next hearing in the restraining order or in the probate and family court matter?
Either or in both.
Probate and family court will be in May, but there's likely going to be hearings before that. But that's the next scheduled hearing. For the restraining order, I believe that's in November.
December 2nd. December 2nd, Courtney, thank you. December 2nd
The criminal
is
25th? November.
no. What's the criminal?
It was on the 25th.
It might be
November 25th is,
It is?
Salem Superior.
November
Essex
25th.
Superior. However, the restraining order at probate is December 2nd.
Yeah.
So November 25th.
Yeah,
for-
November 25 over there.
Okay.
December 2nd here for the restraining order.
Can we ask the parents how they're doing, and if they're here, they're supporting?
You know, I think guys, they've been through the ringer. You know, they've been here every step of the way. They've been supporting us in 100 different ways, supporting Kelsey. You know, they're taking their cues from us, and you know, they kind of want to speak through us for now. And other occasions, you know, maybe in a less kind of on the spot way, that they'd be willing to speak with you guys and just let us know when you want to hear something like that. We'll work with you on it.